Hello, everyone. My name is Matt Hone. Before I get into my speech today, I would just like to ask everybody out here a question. How many of you have mowed a lawn in your life? I have. I'm guilty of that. So, what I want to do is just share a brief story with you about an experience that I had. It was a beautiful summer day in Phoenix, Arizona. I had my alarm set for 6 a.m. because that's what time I had to wake up to go fire up my lawnmower and start mowing my grass. You might think why this is crazy. Well, I agree with you. It is crazy to wake up that early. But it was already 105 degrees outside. And if I didn't start then, I'd be mowing it when it was about 115, which didn't sound any better. So as I'm mowing my lawn, I'm thinking to myself, what can I do? I shouldn't be out here sweating to death. It's 7 a.m. This is crazy. Then the thought came to me, artificial turf. So what is artificial turf? Well, artificial turf is just a fancy word for fake grass. So there's several benefits that artificial turf provides. Number one is you can have green grass all year long, no matter where you live. Doesn't matter if you live in the Southwest, the Northeast, you can enjoy beautiful green grass all year long. Second benefit, you can fire your gardener. Artificial turf has little to no maintenance, very little upkeep. You don't need to go out, pull weeds, mow that lawn anymore. It's perfect. Little to no maintenance. Number three is drought resistant. Cuts down on your water bill. Those are huge things. I don't know about you guys where you live, but where I live now in Southern California, the water bill is usually pretty high. So let's get back to it being drought resistant. It talks about on heavenlygreens.com by Troy Scott. He says, quote, the only water artificial turf lawns require is to be rinsed occasionally to prevent odors and buildup of dust. Otherwise, synthetic turf needs no water and is ideal for areas which drought conditions can be severe. This sounds perfect. I don't have to water it that often, and I can cut back on my bill. Sounds like a savings already. Another benefit, it's also very pet friendly. Pets can use the bathroom on it. I have a dog. She uses the bathroom on it every single day. Troy Scott on Heavenly Greens also talks about this benefit. He says, quote, fake grass is perfect for pets and their friends because it's designed specifically for dogs, and it's perfectly safe for your family and the environment because it's non-toxic, allergen-free. My kids play on the turf. My dog plays on the turf. There's benefits. It's easy cleanup. It's easy maintenance. Sounds awesome, right? So you might be thinking to yourself, whoa, hold on, guy. This sounds like it has a price tag to it that I might not be able to afford. Well, no. Anyone can afford it because I'm going to tell you how to install it right now on your own. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to take out the weeds or any debris or any grass or anything that's in the way. We need to take that out and remove it and make the ground nice and level and even. All right. The next step we're going to do is we're going to spray down weed killer. Let it really soak down into that dirt because we don't want these roots of these weeds and the seeds that fall out to come back up and start trying to grow underneath our artificial turf. The next thing that we have to do after we spray our weed killer is we need to put down what I like to call a quarter minus mix. And according to Artificial Grass Liquidators, it says, quote, evenly spread 4 inches of class 2 road base or similar, I call it quarter minus. The class 2 road base will make it easy and create a level platform with proper drainage. So what you might not know is artificial turf has little holes on the back of it. This allows for drainage. If you get a lot of rain, then the water is going to go down these holes. It's going to go down to the quarter minus and then down into the mud. This is going to prevent puddles from happening. It's going to prevent mud coming up onto your turf. So this is a very important step that we cannot overlook. So the next thing we're going to do is what? It's prepped. It's ready to roll. We're going to roll that artificial turf out. So according to buzzgrass.com, it says, quote, carefully roll out your artificial grass, being careful not to disturb the weed killing membrane as this will damage the level work on the base layer. Remember, your grass has a directional pile, so it will need to all face the same way if you have any joints, close quote. Now, what this means is, say you have a 20-foot section that you're trying to cover. Artificial turf only comes in a 15-foot wide roll. So what you're going to have to do is obviously order enough material to cover these other 5 feet, and it has a pile just like real grass does. So you just need to make sure that the pile is running the same direction. Trust me, it's not as complicated as it sounds. You just need to make sure that it's running in the same direction. So once we have the grass laid out, the pile's running the same way, we need to cut around the edges, around any plants, any trees. If you have a sewer box in your front yard, like unfortunately I do, we need to cut those areas out just with a razor blade knife. Or if you want to do any kind of designs, whatever it is you want to do, we need to make these adjustments now because our next step is crucial, which is going to be putting it in place. So the next thing we need to do is secure this artificial turf. And according to rcp.com, it says, quote, fasten one end of the turf with a 60D nail spaced to 3 to 4 inches apart. Stretch turf tight and fasten with nails as you move across to the opposite end. Trim any perimeter edges to fit. Place a nail every 3 to 4 inches along the perimeters and every 12 to 24 inches throughout the field. Be careful not to drive the nails too deep, as this will cause dips and divots. Also avoid any blades or thatch catching under the nail head. So basically all we're doing is we're just putting nails all around the perimeter of the turf. This is just making sure it's secure. This is so when the neighbor kid comes running into your yard, he doesn't hit it, slip, fall on his backside, and cause a lawsuit for you in the process, right? All we're doing is making sure that the artificial turf is nice and secured. And the last 2 steps in this process is we're going to put an infill material in it. Basically, it's little granules that we're going to broadcast literally like you're feeding chickens all throughout your artificial turf. Or you could even put it in a seed spreader. That works also. What this does is this helps lift up the blades of the artificial turf. It helps it sit down a little bit more heavier and helps with the uniform color that you're trying to achieve. And then we need to rent what's called a power broom. It's basically a broom that has an engine on it, and you're using it to help pull the blades up because this turf is wrapped up in a roll, just like a big roll of carpet or a rug or something like that. So all your blades are going to be flat. So it's very important to get these blades pulled up and ready to go. And that, my friends, is it. It's that easy. You can have green grass all year long, 24/7, 365. You can save money on your water bill. And more importantly, you can fire your gardener. So you have all these wonderful benefits of artificial turf. Thank you and have a good day.